Okay, got a little more stabilized now. Tantra will thus be seen as a body of complex, pragmatically effective psychophysical exercises for modifying and exploring consciousness. This paper will use on a globally pragmatic approach, viewing Tantra as a fundamental human striving at the highest level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We will regard Tantra as a wide-ranging methodology with a passionate proclivity for embracing the widest range of means for stimulating, catalyzing, and enhancing the evolution of consciousness within the individual and toward a holism nexus or noospheric collective. In this context, we find no subject off limits in supporting a growing understanding of how to be empirically effective in tuning cognition to higher, more comprehensive states of awareness. My own interest in Tantra spans 40 years, stemming from an encounter with the subject in New York in my early 20s. Previously, I had studied mathematics and physics at Rice University and completed a bachelor's in electrical engineering at the University of Texas, where I specialized in cybernetics and communication systems. However, during the summer of my final year, I left Texas to work as a software programmer at the Mount Mugu Missile Base in Southern California. It was during one night during the summer of 1967 that I first experienced an entheogen of the form of Owsley acid. Owsley was from Grateful Dead. I think it said down here. Owsley Stanley, early song for the Grateful Dead, manufactured 1.25 million doses of LSD between 1965 and 1967. The king of LSD. An exceptionally pure form of LSD. On a beach at a place called Little Sur Creek, just south of Big Sur. This experience resulted in a major paradigm shift from my previously formed materially scientific understanding of the universe. Back in school, I found myself spending less time studying engineering and more time learning Hatha Yoga, meditation techniques, and reading Leary's version of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. On weekends, I spent evenings in the hill country near Austin exploring other realms of awareness through experiments with LSD, peyote, and mushrooms. Nevertheless, in 1969, I graduated with an engineering degree and moved to New York City, where I was able to find teachers and teachings to help satisfy my growing appetite for exploring what seemed to be transnormal states of consciousness. In 1974, increasingly captivated by this subject, I moved to San Francisco to graduate studies in Indian philosophy under Dr. Haridas Chaudhuri at the California Institute of Asian Studies. Years later, I had the good fortune to travel to South India several times for contemplative retreats and study in a small ashram on the banks of the holy Kaveri River, about 30 miles from the city of Trikey or something. In this paper, I will sketch the outlines of a feasible psychophysical model for the transformation of energy and consciousness as described in the data of tantric knowledge, examining them integrally, both from a scientifically trained perspective and from first-hand participatory experience over a 40-year period. I will also present several primary psychophysical techniques specific to the tantric tradition which lead to such experiences. Tantra as integral methodology.